This video is to talk about web writing, chapter 1. You don't need to print a copy. It is completely online, and I have this set up to help you with your notes. The chapter really focuses on the idea that there is not one way to write for the web. There are an infinite number of ways, and spaces will change, and the technology behind it, the coding, the ways that we code. Right now we use WYSIWYG, that eventually is probably going to go away. So we can't assume that there's one way. Instead, the focus of this class and the focus of web writing is how we think about writing and the practices, like literally the writing practices that we use with our brain to put together a piece of communication and then publish it into a web space. The more we pay attention to our thought process and all of the context, and we're going to go into that in chapter 2, but all of the context of the web, the more effective our writing will be. So it's not, here's one way, it's here's a thought approach, here is a thought process, here are practices to approach any situation that you need to publish web writing. So then this shouldn't come as a surprise. We have to practice writing. We have to practice all sorts of ways and approaches and things around web writing. So part of the reason I require Tumblr is because you have to practice web writing, but you need to practice a multitude of genres. You need to practice all sorts of different forms, which is why there are different forms for that particular assignment. So practice. Writing is a skill. We need to work on it so that you can effectively transfer it to future writing situations so that you'll be the best possible writer given the situation that you're facing. I'm sure you've heard this a million times. You are most likely going to change your job within the first 5 years of your career. That's very common, especially in contemporary society. The more you understand writing as a skill and the practices that come along with it, the more easily you'll be able to transfer to all sorts of different professions so that you have a happy work life, which is my goal. Okay, so I designed this chapter to have the questions and the prompts that I really want in your notes in the chapter. So use the chapter, use the notes and reflection, use really the reflection activities. So just to give you a hint, page 19, page 20, page 23, they all have reflection activities that I'm going to expect to see in the notes that you submit to me. If you have any questions about them, send me an email. Send me a note on Tumblr. Lots of ways to reach out to me so that you can get your questions answered, because at the end of the day, my goal here is to help you learn and help you develop your writing skills so that you have a strong writing practice so that you can transfer it into future writing situations.